You've probably seen a Mormon temple from the outside. Have you ever wondered what goes on inside? Let's find out. This is Mormon temples. Made simple. In biblical times, God commanded His people to build temples as sacred places of worship. Likewise, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints builds temples today. The first temple was constructed in Kirtland, Ohio in 1836. Today there are more than 130 temples around the world, some in familiar places like Salt Lake City, Utah and Washington, D.C., and others in more remote locations like Accra, Ghana and Kiev, Ukraine. Temples are different than meeting houses. Meeting houses are where Mormons hold their Sunday worship services and social events. These buildings are open to the public, meaning that visitors are always welcome. Temples, on the other hand, are used exclusively for sacred worship ceremonies and are generally not open to the public. The one exception is during a brief period following construction of a new temple when an open house is held and public tours are given. Once a temple has been dedicated, gaining entrance requires a special card called a temple recommend. There are two requirements to obtain a temple recommend. You must be a baptized member of the church for at least 1 year, and you must be living by a basic set of moral standards. Temple recommends are issued after a candidate has been interviewed by a local church leader, called a bishop. There are 3 main religious ceremonies that are performed in the temple. The first is proxy baptisms for deceased relatives. Mormons believe that to be saved, a person must meet certain requirements, such as being baptized. For those who have died without receiving a baptism, a family member may stand in their place and be baptized in their behalf, allowing that deceased relative to meet the requirement. Another ceremony performed in the temple is marriage, otherwise known as sealing. Many traditional marriage ceremonies include the words, "till death do you part." Mormons, on the other hand, believe that a husband and wife can be married or sealed together for eternity, meaning for this life and the next. However, this ceremony may only be performed in the temple by a specially ordained minister. The third ceremony performed in the temple is called the endowment, meaning gift from God. Think of the endowment ceremony like a spiritual roadmap. During the endowment, members of the church are taught about the purpose of this life and how to return to God's presence. As part of the endowment, the participant makes promises to God to obey certain commandments. In return, the participant is promised blessings. This is known as a covenant. Although the public can't enter the temple, they are always welcome to visit and tour the temple grounds. In fact, many temples have a visitor center on site where visitors can watch videos, view artwork, and use interactive displays to learn more about the church. These centers are staffed by missionaries who can answer any questions you may have. To find a Mormon temple near you, please visit lds.org/temples. And for more fun and educational videos on the Mormon faith, visit mormonsmadesimple.com.